Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go.
It is Monday, the 7th of February 2022. Good morning and welcome to Up and Go. How y'all doing? How's your weekend? This is a morning when things are going to be a little different, as you'll be hearing new voices, new energies, new vibes. And it's not just this young man to my left, which is DJ Audley, who I say good morning to. Morning, sir.
Good morning. Good
All
morning.
right. You know we have got company in the studio.
Yeah.
You recognize anyone?
Let me tell you, familiar people.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to the Up and Go family as we expand the family to make it even more exciting, interesting, informative in the morning time. We welcome Shellz. Good morning, Shellz.
Morning, Richie. Morning, DJ Audley. I'm quite surprised how you guys have so much energy in the morning, though.
Yes.
Like, we don't know how to do it.
There is a formula.
Yeah, what's that?
I'm going to share it with you as we go along, bit by bit.
Okay,
yeah,
no problem.
and you know who can share some of that too?
Who's that?
She's to your right. That's Jody.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday on the door.
We're all right,
good.
you know. How was the weekend?
Well, I'm not this long in a Richie, but we are all tight
Oh,
on
you
Monday, so we're ready for the excitement.
Lots of Bob Marley celebration on the
a
weekend.
lot of Bob Marley celebration. So that was cool.
It really was cool. I saw some of the streaming stuff that was going on. Yeah, man, it's a good look. He would have been 77 years old on the weekend.
Can you imagine Bob if he was alive? That would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
I feel like I'm gonna be one of Bob Marley.
Wow.
Hold on.
So we're starting.
That's a true confession. All right, listen, we got a lot of stuff to get through. 7:03, my name is Richie B. Good morning and welcome. If you're here in Jamaica or somewhere overseas, welcome. This is Up and Go. It's a new look and a new energy. So what's coming up in the show today? Jody, you're big on that because
Yes, I
maybe you
am.
put in more work than we did. So there are some new features.
Yes, there are some new features persons can expect this morning. We have one which I'm going to consider my favorite. Pet peeve is here.
Pet peeve.
So, you know, we have a lot of that. So somebody will be sharing their pet peeves and what they don't like. That's going to be an interesting
Things
one.
that people do that kind of annoy
Oh,
others,
geez.
kind of thing, right?
Right.
Jeez.
So it's like they do it and it's annoying to us. So we're like, we can't.
What time is that coming up?
That's coming up at Lord Richie.
I think that's about 10 minutes or so before,
Yes.
right after we do the proverb of the day.
Right after the proverb of
Yeah,
the day,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is funny as well. So we can expect that. We have Good Mood Monday, where each of us will be sharing, just pouring into our listeners' cup this morning.
You know,
Some
Shellz is
positive.
bringing a tech feature into the show
Oh,
as well.
gosh.
Yes.
I'm really
gosh.
looking forward to that. I got a glimpse of what you have in mind.
Yes. So, Bridge Nation, this one is called Tech This. Yes.
How you spell
You
that?
know, tech. So, the tech, TECH from
Okay.
technology, and we all know this.
Yeah.
So Tech This. Some very interesting things coming out of that one. We're going to talk about the Apple Smart Ring.
Oh, really?
Yes. The reason why it caught my attention because I saw women talking about how they're going to get it for their men so they can track them. So I had to run in and defend my gender.
Yeah, why not?
And find out the info on that one. So stay tuned,
Okay.
Bridge Nation.
All right, then.
That's going to be sometime after 8 o'clock, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah, we have our news at 8:30 still.
We have our news
We
at
have our guest
8:30.
segments as well.
We have our guests.
By the way, talking about guests, Jody, we have some big people, big guests on the program today. Name a few of them if you will.
So we have Donavon White, Director of Tourism of the
Donovan,
Jamaica
morning, sir.
Tourist Board. He will be talking to us about the upcoming expo in Dubai. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And we have Bling Dawg. He's going to be talking about his his album, his first album.
Debut album for
the
Bling
debut
Dawg.
album,
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. After all these
That was-
years.
Yeah.
Right. I was so surprised.
Yeah.
And then we have Richard Williams, Jamaican photographer, who was featured in Bravo, the Runway show.
Oh.
Like that is a
That's big. That's
deal.
big.
So
Project
we're going to be
Runway.
talking
Big.
to
That's
him.
big.
Oh,
Richard's
that's
going to be talking to him.
You know, one of the things that I'm also looking forward to, giving away some money.
Yes.
So the
can I
Secret
forget?
Sound game is back.
Them thing they go on?
I miss
Yeah, man, that thing
go
that
on.
going on.
Richie, never gonna get tricked.
Hey, she has a way, Shellz, let me tell you from now. She goes and does her research on the Secret Sound and then have people like myself and DJ Audley wondering every
Yeah,
morning
'cause
what
they have to
sound
guess
is that.
Oh.
So even we don't even know the sound.
Said the
Okay.
sound.
So when people call in and make a guess, then
Yes.
we have to be looking at her to see whether or not it's
Wait, it's right.
right or if it's wrong. So that happens around about 9:30 this morning. We also have a feature with the Ministry of Culture,
Right.
Gender,
Reggae
Entertainment.
Report.
Yeah, the Reggae Report. So there's a lot to look forward to. It's chock full of goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the voices you're hearing, Shellz,
Yes,
and
sir.
of course, Jody. My name is Richie B, and over in that corner, the man DJ Audley,
Yes,
who's behind the wheels of steel. WTF, ladies and gentlemen, is on right now. And the heading, Ancient Egyptians Used Contraception Thousands of Years Ago. Like, really? All right, so the story goes, you might think contraception is a new invention, but birth control may have gotten its start nearly how many? 4,000 years ago. And that is according to a 2011 article in the Journal of Family Planning and Reproductive Healthcare. You got some information on this?
Yes, I do
Yeah,
actually.
share that with us, Shellz.
Well, what I'm seeing here is that the earliest written record of contraception comes from the Egyptian Kehun Gynecological Papyrus, or Papyrus. Try to say that 5 times fast. Anyways, which dates back to 1825 BC. One birth control method mentioned in the document required a doctor to apply honey to the inside of the vagina while the woman lay on a bed of sodium carbonate. That the bee them work hard for.
What?
Yes. Yes. They apply the honey to the inside of the vagina while the woman lays on a bed of sodium carbonate.
Before I make the lady comment, there's another part of this story. Another contraceptive technique involved crocodile dung, which may have been packed against the cervix or burned as an incense. And the text is unclear as to, on the manure's exact use. This is crazy stuff that went on back then. Let's get the lady involved in this conversation.
That time, because I would be there like saying something is wrong with this. This is not normal. But it's interesting to see. There was a photo. I wanted you guys to see the
on the screen.
On the screen where. I guess that's the first contraceptive. That's an actual photo.
Whoa. Okay.
And I must say I was in awe because
Hold on. Why were you in awe?
draw me out it's very interesting to see that, from back then they have this concept of what they wanted a contraceptive to look like.
Yeah.
And that one, I must say, it's interesting.
Very interesting, to say the very least. But seriously, all this thing going on, in the honey, the application of the honey, even if you could understand that somewhat, when you talk about crocodile dung being packed against the cervix, no, I don't get that.
I don't get it at all. I know some of you that might go do a research on it.
Seems like it was a sure way for some kind of execution.
What do you mean by research?
Yeah, man, come and check to see what was the purpose of this.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
It's just not adding up.
I can make sure.
Yes,
No.
Shellz, that's what I meant.
No, that's
On that note, on that query, we're going to go right into a commercial break. WTF, ladies and gentlemen, these are the kinds of facts that we find and we share them with you at around about 7:25 every weekday morning on Up and Go. That was WTF, otherwise called What the Facts? Shellz, you got a story for us, right?
But of course. Now, Bridge Nation, I want you to understand that 15 young Jamaicans were on Sunday evening awarded the 2021 Prime Minister's National Youth Award for Excellence. I'm talking about fields from academics, agriculture, and agro-processing, which is a big deal for young people. I like that vibe. Entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship, journalism, and there's a new one. I don't know if this is new, but I like this category, new media.
Yeah.
That's
I
interesting.
think the Prime Minister actually said it was a new...
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And that
social
was,
media and all of that was covered in that.
And the winner for that award was Rohan Perry, but we know him as Quiet Perry. So big up yourself, Quiet Perry.
Yeah.
Arts and culture. This is also a good friend to the Bridge.
Yeah.
His name is Nico Bootleg Rockstar
Okay.
Kelly. He does some good work. Music. When I saw his real name, I was kind of wondering who this is. Well, Kareem Dawkins, but
QQ.
we all know him as QQ. He
Yeah.
won the award for music. I think it's about time, too, a long time that you make music from
He
the
started
G-side.
very young. I think he started at 9 years of age.
See there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of awards, environmental protection, sports, community development. So it's a great thing, great initiative as always. I remember the first time I heard about this, so I have to thank the Prime Minister and his team for putting this together in a pandemic. I really love that.
It was a
vibe as
very
well.
good look, and we saw a portion of the program. There's a lady who got the award for agriculture. I think it was
Katisha Allen.
Yeah, she was very proud. I think she's working on 6 acres. And
when I saw the footage, man, I was
she had the endorsement of her son, and he was saying, "Mommy, go do this for me," kind of thing when she was going to do the interview. So it's a good look. Congratulations. We applaud all of these wonderful winners. Yeah, let's take one story from further afield. You know that Britain's Queen Elizabeth, in her Platinum Jubilee, she has declared that the Duchess of Cornwall is to be known as Queen Camilla. Yep. So I hear Trudy over there. She made that announcement in her address recently. Queen Elizabeth herself ascended to the throne some 70 years ago. She's about 96 years of age right now. And she definitely wants Camilla to be known as Queen. Now, there's a story there. Jody is burning to come in, so let's hear what she has to say.
You know, I just want to know. It's whatever they say is okay. This Camilla came into the whole thing because she cheated with and I'm like, this is not okay.
Prince
it just
Charles.
don't sit Prince Charles. It just don't sit well with me.
love.
You remember in 1995, Princess Diane said something like, "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it's a bit crowded."
Right. and it's almost like they have forgotten. Now they choose to just look over it because now she's going to be considered, queen. And it just looked bad for me.
She went through hell back in the day too, Camilla. To be honest with you, she was like the public pariah in England.
I mean, to be honest, the royal family has done worse. But we're not
That's
ready
true.
to that.
Now we're not ready for the conversation. Shellz, I just wonder we can't reach this yet. But it doesn't look good. But they're going to do what they want to do.
It seems like public sentiment has got kind of softened towards her over the years.
After a while, it's like, all right, shoot with him. We're going to vote it. Just leave it as it is.
Love.
But it looked bad though in my eyes.
Okay, and many other people agree with you on that. Right now, it's time though for what we call our proverb of the day. And this is an interesting one. I want you to listen to it, and then we'll, of course, provide the translation, followed by the explanation. Let's hear today's proverb right now.
When man belly full, him broke pot.
Hey, Shellz, you heard that?
Yes, I did. Yes,
When man belly full,
it broke pot.
him broke.
Pot.
That's pat, though.
Pot.
Pat.
No, Jamaica.
We're not
Him broke pot.
Him broke pot.
Him broke pot.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not the other way around.
Now the pot broke him.
It's not pot broke him. Meaning, like empty his pocket. That's what you meant, right?
Yeah, yes.
That's what we meant.
Yes. Don't know what they think.
All right. We'll stick to the story.
Richie, what are you over there laughing about? you know Pat? So when man belly full, him broke pot. Now let me take it, the translation, and then you guys can deal with the explanation. So the translation for that Jamaican proverb is, when a man's belly is filled, he breaks the pot. What is the explanation for that?
All right, so the explanation: when a man is satisfied, he often forgets his hunger or needs and will be indifferent to the sources of his repast or succor until he again finds himself in need.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
That's true.
How many times have we
That's true.
been in problem solved, gone back, and we don't remember nothing about that until we gone back into the problem again.
Yeah. So whenever you hear that, ladies and gentlemen, that proverb, when man belly full, him broke pot, that is what we're talking about. That's our proverb of the day. I like that one. This morning we're going to be joined by the Director of Tourism at the Jamaica Tourist Board, Mr. Donavon White. He's going to be telling us about the upcoming World Expo to be held in Dubai. And that's going to be happening sometime during this month. We understand that it's an expo that started back in October 2021 and goes right through until March 2022. And it is also known as the World's Fair, but more popularly called the World Expo. Good morning, Donavon White. Welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Richie B. How are you? And good morning to your listeners.
We're doing well here. We are also joined by Shellz, who is also going to be asking you a thing or two during this discourse, all right?
Yeah, man, Owen. Good
Sure,
morning,
no
Mr.
problem
Owen.
at
Good
all.
morning.
All right,
Morning.
Donovan, no doubt a lot of preparation is being made right now for a delegation from Jamaica, I suspect, to head over to Dubai for this World Expo. What do we need to know here in Jamaica about this or participation in this event?
Well, the World Expo, as you rightly said, started back in October, so it's now in its 5th month. Jamaica has been part of the expo since the beginning. We've had a fantastic period there. Our pavilion has been voted one of the best pavilions in all of Expo. There's over 108 countries on display every day because it's a consumer expo. And as you know, the United Arab Emirates region is a pretty large region of people. But more importantly, I believe it has allowed for Jamaica, as it relates to our major areas of business, being tourism. You have foreign affairs, who has led the development of the pavilion and driving the conversations around investments. Culture. Are areas that we have sought to have focus on at Expo. We have a team there led by Essie Gardner, who is actually our Commissioner General in charge of the pavilion since start, and she will be there until the end as well. We have several other cross-functional teams from across tourism, investment, Jay Cesar, the Office of the Prime Minister, who has been on the ground in rotation at different points over this period. So it's been a pretty extensive engagement for Jamaica to ensure that we are properly inserted and properly represented in several high-level discussions, meetings, and opportunities that has come about since Expo.
So our delegation will be focused heavily on trying to establish partnerships, get new business, seek investors. What do we hope to achieve?
Well, Expo like this, Richie, is largely driven by new business in the area of investments, partnerships, and obviously high-level business relationships. From a tourism standpoint, when we were there, myself and the minister were there in November, we were very focused on identifying some new tourism investment partners because we have seen and are seeding the opportunity to develop the market of the UAE as well as the North African region as new tourism marketplaces for us. And so what we are going back to be able to do is to do another round of discussion with a number of these partners, including hotel investors, airlift partners. We're also looking at other trade opportunities with tour operators, travel agents. So we're trying to develop the appetite for travel from that region to Jamaica. And so when we get there on the 13th, we already have a number of meetings scheduled between Expo as well as off-site from Expo to begin to start those meetings again in earnest because we have been in communication with a lot of these partners, and they're now ready to further those discussions. So we're going to use the opportunity from a tourism perspective. But of course, there are other areas of focus. So Diane Edwards from JAMPRO will be on the delegation. She'll be talking to a lot of the investment partners looking for opportunities for investments in Jamaica. Minister of Foreign Affairs will be there to lead high-level bilateral discussions on a number of areas of interest with a lot of partners there at Expo. So it's like I said, it will be a very diversified focus for Jamaica, looking at a number of opportunities. And maybe one of the most important piece that has come out of the planning and development of Jamaica being at this event is the creation of two big days. One will be Jamaica Day, and so on the 18th of February, Expo will celebrate Jamaica National Day at Expo. What that means is that for the entire day, the day for all the 108 countries at Expo and all the consumers who are coming through the entrance at Expo will celebrate with Jamaica the day where we will be able to put on show Jamaica's culture, our people, our music, our colors, and just to have a complete immersion of the Jamaican experience at Expo for all the pavilions, turning their eyes focus on Jamaica, but also all the consumers also turning their eyes focus on Jamaica.
Now, morning again, Mr. White. Shellz here.
Sure.
I'm very excited and interested in what's happening. Speaking as a young Jamaican, especially in the social media spaces, we see a lot of hype going around Dubai. So for me to see Jamaica being represented over there and represented very well is a good look, and I'm really, really appreciative of that. But I'm seeing something here, and I don't know, Richie, if I'm excited because I see the word food in it. But I'm seeing something called the Gulf Food Show. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? What does it entail? And will Jamaica be participating in this show?
I don't know that we have, at the moment, a plan to be directly involved with the Gulf Food Show. However, you should know that Jamaica's food is well represented in this region of the world. On our sojourn there late last year, we had the good fortune of meeting and dining with a number of restaurateurs, Jamaican restaurateurs, and owners of Jamaican food restaurants in Dubai, and it was a phenomenal experience for me, myself being a foodie, to be able to travel that far around the world and still be able to have access to Jamaican delights. And what was even more amazing is to see, the nationals from that region out at these restaurants, ordering Jamaican food: oxtail, curry goat, jerk chicken, pork. It was just amazing to see the level of acceptance, and this is part of the reason that gives us so much fortitude in believing that we are going to make a very successful attempt at opening this market up for tourism and for investments, because we believe there's already an appetite from the fact that this part of the world has been exposed to so much of Jamaica's culture already.
I remember in 2012 at the Olympics in London, our presence there was just massive. People look to us, Donavon, for a certain kind of vibe and a certain kind of energy. And I hope that we'll be able to strike some deals that will be of great benefit to the country. That is quite likely now, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. These kinds of developments are going to be generational in nature. You're talking about looking at the opportunities, for example, of the development of the new destination in St. Thomas, which will be a greenfield development for tourism. A lot of these investors are looking for that type of experience where they're able to have an impact from the ground up, rather than being part of an expanded area or an expanded zone. Looking at opportunities like the development possibly of an Aerotropolis at Vernon Field, which would be again generational and puts Jamaica well on its growth path in the area of logistics management, global logistics management. You're looking at the JC's development of the special economic zones, and what that means in terms of new business development in Jamaica, from a commercial and from feeding into the global logistics hub experience and what that will mean for creating new jobs and new opportunities in Jamaica for Jamaicans. So it, while tourism is the end product that we seek from the tourism standpoint to grow our own growth and development for Jamaica and for the benefit of Jamaicans in terms of earning foreign exchange. But we see the opportunity for doing some other generational things that will be long lasting for many years to come in the future. So we see the expo as fertile ground for us to really drive these conversations and drive Jamaica and what it represents for investments and for growth in our economy.
Before you go, Donavon, in 30 seconds, can you tell me, as for a first-time traveler to Dubai, what does he or she need to bear in mind at this time of the year?
Well, it's actually a good time to go to Dubai because it's much cooler compared to April to September when it's extremely hot in the desert, but now it's much cooler. The entry into Dubai is very, very straightforward in terms of you have to be vaccinated. They require that you can acquire your landing permit on arrival in Dubai. There are a number of airlines that fly direct from this side of the world, North America, or through Europe, through London or Frankfurt to get there. One of the things that we are very big on right now is to establish airlift opportunities out of this region. We were very close to doing that for this month as part of the Jamaica Day celebration. But we decided to continue to develop that relationship more on a long-term basis rather than as a one-off opportunity. And so that's the focus. That's one of my focus going to Dubai this next week. Well,
I just want to say, Donavon, that I hope when you see the microphones of Bridge 99 FM in Dubai that you will spare us a few moments to have conversations with us, because I personally found your deliberations a while ago quite useful, as I myself will also be there with the delegation in Dubai, broadcasting live on the Bridge 99 FM.
Well, that is such good news to hear, Richie. And of course, you and I, the friendship and the relationship from a professional standpoint go way back. So you don't have to ask me twice to talk to you while you're there. We'll always make ourselves available.
All right, Donavon. Thank you so much. See you in Dubai.
All right, man.
Take care.
Good.
All the best. Wow.
Bye-bye.
Fantastic stuff, eh?
No, I'm a little jealous now, but it's all good. It's all good.
You're a good negotiator.
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
To the extent that last week Thursday when you popped in on this program, even at that point, I think some negotiations are still going on, because you still didn't even say to me that you're starting with us this morning. So I suspect that you were negotiating that final arrangement.
Let's see what happens. See what happens.
Yeah, but Dubai really is an exciting place.
Definitely, definitely.
And we're happy to be able to go over there.
And
big ups to
Jamaicanize it.
Yeah, man, Bobby and Sin and the entire team for the vision and the foresight, and also those sponsors who are coming on board, as we'll be doing several days broadcasting out of Dubai from the Expo. But not just limiting ourselves to the Expo, many other stops will be made in and around Dubai. By the time we leave there, Jamaicans will be well aware and much more familiar with the offerings over there in Dubai. And Shellz is going to join us once again, and he has got a new feature that we'll be introducing right now. Let's have it, Shellz.
Yes, sir. Bridge Nation, this one is called Tech This, and I don't laugh off of the name. Is actually something pretty interesting and something pretty serious. So Tech This, we'll be talking about the advancements in technology, not only locally, not only regionally, but all over the world. You understand me? Some of them going to make it say, that makes sense. Some of them going to make it be like, all right, do we need that? So today we're going to be featuring the Apple Smart Ring. Yeah, I said it. Now, we all know Apple, the company that gave us the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, the Mac, Apple TV, and the trendy accessories such as the Apple Watch and the AirPods, where for some reason you can't find people with two of them in them ears. You always say just one, you know. Them have money for waste like that. Anyways, throughout the years, though, it's been evident that Apple has always found ways, you know, to push the boundaries as it relates to their technology, ensuring that the designs are simple and user-friendly. Well, just when you thought they ran out of ideas, they're prepared to change the game yet again in Bridge Nation with this Apple Smart Ring. So let me explain what's happening. So before we get too excited, the Apple Smart Ring isn't out yet, right? It's not out yet. Nobody go flag the stores, nobody go rush the stores and these things, right? What happened is that a patent was recently filed by Apple, which was a continuation of a patent that they did back in 2015. However, when they filed it back in 2015, nothing never happened. Nothing never occurred after that. And what happened during that time frame till now was that they saw a competitor do something very similar. Yeah, man, very interesting. You know, Apple don't like being left behind, you know. But what happened was the Amazon Echo Loop was created in that time. And it was only available in the US, but was eventually discontinued. So, despite the fact, though, that the Amazon Echo Loop was discontinued, it did impress technology enthusiasts. I guess that's a politically correct way of saying nerds. And it did so by meeting all the necessary criteria you would associate with a smart ring. So, like I said, remember, Apple don't like being left behind. So, what they did, they say, hey, look, our main competitor gone. We are running right now. We're going to do something very interesting. So, here, let me tell you the ring's features now, Richard. This is where you're going to get very interesting. Apple describes this product as a wearable electronic computing device and is listed as an interface rather than being considered a standalone device. All right, Mr. Eyebrows raising, what that mean? Simply put, Apple is indicating that the sole focus of the Apple Smart Ring is to make interaction with Apple devices easier. So rather than having to replace them, just think of it as like a remote for your Mac or your iPhone without you have to even touch them or even lift them up. Can you believe that? Other features include hand gesture sensors, voice control response, and a small touch screen. So it seems we'll be able to answer a phone by, you know, gesturing to the ring and holding it over our ear, or even conduct video calls by holding the ring at eye level. There will also be a wireless charging transceiver, which of course suggests that it will connect to the internet, and will also contain a rechargeable power source, which indicates it's coming with a charger. Some are also speculating that the ring may be powered by kinesis. Let me explain this. So kinesis means that the ring will charge itself every time the mover moves their hand or their head. Can you believe that? Yeah, Apple are come for change the game, right? So what's very interesting for me, Bridge Nation, is how are they going to put all of that into the design itself? Like, how is the design going to look? Can that fit in a small ring? Well, the design concept for the Apple Smart Ring is quite expandable, which means it could go from being a simple ring to a finger-sized tube. What that simply means is that, you know how a regular ring look, Jojo? You see how I make up your face. You see how a regular ring look? You know how you have the Apple 12, I have the 12 Max. Yes. That's how Apple, Apple often find a way to maximize the profits. So the tube version will just allow it to have more sensors, so it can do more functions and perform more duties than the regular ring version. So that's a different way to make money. That's how it go. Now, although it will be the ring version will be a little bulkier than the wedding ring or engagement ring. Sorry ladies, sorry gents, you can't propose with it. If you want, that's just me I say. But it's going to be a bit bulkier than a wedding or engagement ring. But Apple does ensure that, it will be able to fit on the user's ring finger without, being too uncomfortable.
So let me ask you, Shellz.
Go ahead.
You think there will be a market for this product?
No, that's where I'm getting into right now. So Apple is simply creating this because they do believe it. And let me tell you something, Richie. At this time, I think it's time we stop doubting Apple when it comes to their products. So we never knew we'd have phones without keypads. Yeah, you know. So at this time, I think it's very practical because they believe it's going to be very useful in cases where a user needs it for emergencies. Okay, you can take it in the Jamaican context where like you're walking home. Think about it, Jojo. You're walking home and you feel like you're being tracked or trailed. You just can instead of take out your phone or search your purse or your wallet, you can just do the gesture on your ring and can contact the authorities. You never know. So what I believe, you see, all right, Jojo, don't fight Apple. We can't fight them. That's all I have to say. So what I'm saying, Bridge Nation, is I think the Apple Ring would be a welcomed addition to the Apple's arsenal. Oh, and before I forget, the ring will also be compatible with Apple's next great invention. It's called the Apple Glass.
Oh, really?
So it's the glasses now. So it's going to allow users to have a virtual reality experience in the future. So look out for that.
Still no word as to how soon this is going to hit the market?
No. So what's happening is just a patent that came out and everybody got excited. But they think it's more serious than the 2015 version simply because Amazon Echo Loop came out. And as I said, Apple don't like being left behind for too long. So It's only a matter of time.
They prefer to lead, actually.
Exactly, and they're doing well. They're doing well.
Well,
Yeah, so
I
that was
enjoyed
Step
that.
This.
I
That was
enjoyed
Step
that.
This.
Bling Dawg morning, sir. Welcome to the studios of Bridge 99 FM. How you doing, sir? Yeah.
Blessings.
Welcome, man. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I give thanks, you know. It's a joy and a journey, you know.
It
What a
was
journey.
worth the wait
Yeah,
from
Carl.
our perspective.
Yes. You don't know. Over 5 years I'm working on this project, you know. And it's so overwhelming, and the receive I'm getting all over the world. It's amazing, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Why did it take 5 years? I have to ask.
Well, I was going on a journey, you know, and I wanted to do this album from how long. And there's enough people that say I'm in the business at least 2 decades.
Right.
And it's my first album. And it's growth, you know, because I've been doing dancehall. It's not like I'm stopped doing dancehall anyway, but I've been doing dancehall. So if you do the repetitive same thing, you're gonna get the same result. So I decided, say, I wanna show my skill after the Ajibongs and the Creech and them thing there, because I know I have more things to say, just more than dancing song.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really growth bring me here to this point.
Yeah. Is it the case where there's no dancehall on this album?
No dancehall.
None
It's not-
whatsoever.
No dancehall. It's just
Okay.
straight reggae one drop roots, straight, and it's very challenging. You know what I mean? It's not easy. So I just feel like, so from being in the business for so much years now, I have to propel to this level and try to do music on the ice level. You know, because it's just growth and try to evolve as time progresses.
Yeah. What is the title of the album, Bling?
Elevate.
How you spell that?
ELEV and the number 8.
Ah, that's unique.
Very, very. And I think it's really fitting to, you know, because if you really sit down on Med's Bling's journey, you know, it's all about elevation, you know.
Yeah, man. So remember, say, as time progresses, like me, I tell you, say anything will stop, grow dead. You have some people grow, and you have some people will just stop, like stop sign. You know, so you have some people like grown, mature people, like big, but them still a kid. You know, so you have to grow and evolve as time progresses.
Yeah.
We never know a COVID will come, so we have to evolve to the time.
Yeah. I remember I went to church some years ago, and the lady was giving a testimony. She says, salvation is like a plane. If you stop, you drop.
Yeah, man. You have to just
Well
keep
said.
on. You have to keep on moving. You
Gotta
know?
keep moving. Gotta
Yeah,
keep
man.
moving. You have taken an unusual route in terms of coming out with the album. There's a documentary
Yes.
which basically coincided with the release.
Yes.
And a lot of people are talking about that. Give us the reason behind that particular approach.
Well, it's something that I always want to do, because sometimes it's a spending time in any road to success, it needs self, you know. And sometimes when I'm reminiscing and all our vibes, or I meditate, I think of these things. And enough time with us, when we procrastinate too much, we never get nothing done. And this is something that I really want to do, because I never really say anybody do that before. You know, so like me I tell us, even if you check out a song on the album, we don't follow trend. We always try to set them and have a lead for ourselves, where we have a movement where it's we as an individual going forward for the betterment of myself and my circle, and try to get a better version as me growing up as a big man.
Wow. Well, Bling, man, tell you the truth, and like as a young listener of your music and just dancehall in general, it's a pleasure. Just because I can feel the energy.
Give thanks.
You know, I'm really, I wish you all the best with this. But you mentioned the pandemic. It affected a lot of artists in the industry. How has the pandemic affected your process? You know, the album making process.
Well, we tried to release the album before, and then the pandemic hold us back. And the pandemic, even though it has advantages and disadvantages, honestly speaking, because at the end of the day, you know, everybody can get good.
Yeah.
You know, and the pandemic opened my eyes to enough things, opened my eyes to more things where I never really see, and it give me more time to know myself. You know, because enough time you spend with yourself, and you know, and try to pour your knowledge. Because before the pandemic, we just like wake up and just depend on this fast move. Pandemic slow us down and really reflect on life itself. And even though we lost people that we know, and that's the sad part of it.
Yeah.
But whoever living now, you just have to just use that and just share a positive life to move forward. You can't get depressed. And we don't get depressed about nothing, because if you have a problem now and you think about it, it'll dig you down in a one deeper hole. We just try to fix it and move on, because we will get rid of it, and that's life.
It is part of the journey of life. So we've been playing a song, I think Yo, that's with Chris Martin.
Yeah, that's with Christopher Martin,
Yeah.
produced by Junior Gang.
Wicked
Nice.
tune. We've been playing yourself and Romain Virgo with Pride.
Yes, that's a wicked song too. People loving that song.
Who is the engineer who mixed that tune there?
Pride.
Yeah.
Alright, Kamal from
Kamal.
Big Yard.
Okay.
Alright, Kamal mix every song on the album except 3 songs. He didn't produce Bobby Digital song, and he didn't produce the two that he didn't mix the two that Junior Gang did. But everything else is Kamal. Me and him
Yo.
sit down in the studio for hours, and Sharida, big up her, she's a background
vocalist.
and trust me, a whole heap of hours we in the studio
Yeah,
together with no
yeah.
crowd, just we alone, and we just work it till we figure it out,
You had a very good supporting cast. Big up Kamal anyway.
Hey, big up everybody,
Everybody.
that put a foot, even the man where go buy the snack the with their studio.
Yeah.
Because everybody is valuable. And you can't tell us that this project is all love. Everybody that on it is just all love. It's just pure.
One name that everybody's expecting to be on it is Bounty Killer.
Yes, man.
Yes, he's on it.
The Killer is on it?
Yes, Killer is on it. I have the features on it. I have Popcorn, Morgan Heritage, Bounty Killer, Busy Signal, Romain Virgo, Christopher Martin, and Tanya Stevens.
Yeah.
Nice.
How proud are you of this project, Bling?
Well,
Especially bearing in mind the reaction you're getting
me
now.
always a proud youth, because I believe in myself, and even before I was exercising a lot, and people I say get in the studio, but you have to get all of them right. You're physically, you're mentally, and you're spiritually. So it's a joy. And what really giving me a different vibes right now is the reaction I'm getting worldwide about this project and how people gravitate into this. And right now, honestly speaking, it's at number 3, and it just came out Friday.
We give thanks.
On the iTunes charts, I'm telling you, number 3.
Thanks. Yeah, man.
Only the legend in front of me, 1 and 2, Bob Marley the Great,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I feel just give thanks, and just want to know the youth themselves, believe in it, yourself, and just work hard,
Yes,
and you have to take time with yourself too, enough time with yourself, because even if you go into the gym and you have a trainer, when you leave the gym and you go home, you still have to be careful what you eat.
Yeah.
So it can't depend on the trainer alone. It still comes down to you as an individual.
Yeah. Shellz mentioned the pandemic in a question earlier, but how will this, what will this mean in terms of how you promote the album going forward? I mean, are you going to be going out, traveling, touring? Is that a part of the plan?
Yes, definitely. And my goal, I wanna tour the world. I wanna tour the world with my own band. As being in the business for over 2 decades, I never have that glorious part of it, and it always is a aim for me going forward, always. And I know it's a process, because music is a journey, and the 5 years that me take a hiatus for is not too much. People really have the obedience and the humility and the patience for do that, because me no fix car. The last 5 years me hear some song more on DJ too, and me know me have some bad song when me know the people them fear, and but it just give me a composure, and me just believe in what me I do and take the break and believe in my talent and say and this me I go do and me I go forward. You know what I mean? And confident, and what exercise do for me, it give me a discipline and a confidence in all areas of my life.
So you're still Ricky Rudy, but
Ricky Rudy, Bling Dawg, and guess what? And one time I wanted to change the name, Bling Dawg, but at the end of the day, depends on how you carry yourself and how you live and as a person. The name don't really matter, to me.
I was actually wondering whether
because
or not.
Bling Dawg is a big fan base, and if you change that, you can restart again. So Bling Dawg, and is how you carry yourself as a person, and as a human being, so the name don't really matter. But when you hear the documentary and them say double R is Ricky Rudy, so you have 2 choices. If you don't feel like to call me Bling Dawg, you can call me Ricky Rudy.
I was wondering if you're going to keep Ricky Rudy for the dancehall side of you and Bling Dawg for
but that's a myth, because it's the same person. But like me I tell you, from day one I never really have no derogatory lyrics from day one.
Fun music.
And nothing where, you know what I mean, the youths them can't listen to. So I'm not too far off to what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Where can people purchase this album, support you?
The album is on all platforms, and I want you to check out the full documentary. The documentary is on YouTube on my channel, so you can go out and just purchase the album and let's push it to number 1. It's at number 3 right now, and let's just support the music, and moving forward.
All right, Elevate is what it's called. It's on all platforms. How can people follow you as well, Bling?
Bling Dawg official on Instagram. If you don't remember that, that's #Bling Dawg. BlingDawg or hashtag Ricky Rode. I use my page, and I even also have a fitness page as well.
Nice.
Bling Dawg Official Fitness, and look out for the gears coming out soon. BD Official Fitness.
All right.
BDO Official Fitness, yeah.
Mad thing. Great having you in the
It's
studio.
a pleasure.
Blessings.
It's a pleasure, man.
Congratulations again.
Give thanks,
And as I
give
said
thanks.
at the
It's a journey,
beginning,
Richie.
It was worth
This
the wait.
is how I get to the world tour there. May I tell you?
Well,
To have a
like me, I try to tell you
international
nothing
vibe.
before the time, and just step
Fuck.
by step, and we believe in what we are doing. We have faith and the Most High. Like me, I try to tell you something, just sit down in a passenger seat without no seat belt, and the Most High I drive.
Yes, sir. But it's a good mood Monday, and that is what we're into right now.
Right. So Good Mood Mondays, we as the presenter will share, just fill our listeners' cup. They're always sharing their stories with us and so on. And I think it's what perfect way than to start a Monday with something giving back, whether it be a song you want to share with somebody, or maybe you have a quote you'd like to share. Or if you're like me, you just have something in your mind when you want to.
I have a quote.
I bet you do.
Already.
I bet you do.
Yeah, trust me on that. So who wants to start it off? Let's start with Jody.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll
Ladies
start.
first.
It's so funny, that yesterday somebody asked me, how are you showing up for yourself, Jody? I was like, that's a very deep question you asked him in the Sunday morning with all heap of work. Or may I show up for myself? Anyways, I Googled it. I was like, oh, you show up for yourself, Jody? Because I wasn't really sure. And I saw it and I was like, yeah, So I'm just reminding everybody, both male and female, but I have a special place in my heart for plus size women like myself, black women like myself. And I just want to say, when you're showing up for yourself means being kind to yourself. Many a times persons are not hearing what we're saying to ourselves, and we can be very mean with the words, and we call ourselves out every other thing but the beautiful thing that we are, who we are. So be kind. That's one way to show up for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Hold yourself accountable. That is important too. Many times we do stuff, and instead of saying, I did this is wrong, let me correct this, I'm sorry, I apologize, I take ownership for my action. So another way to show up for yourself is to be accountable. And showing up for yourself also mean just having fun, recognizing that this is who you are in the moment. Yes. It might not be forever. You will progress, but this is who you are. Accept it, embrace it, and make the most of it.
And go forward. Yeah. I really like that, actually. And, it brings me to my quotation, which I think ties in fairly nicely. What lie, especially for people who are not necessarily being given the compliments they deserve, for instance. We want to remind them this morning, what lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you.
Amen.
So that is my quotation in Good Mood Monday. We're not forgetting you, Shellz. DJ Audley, we're coming to you as well.
That's deep. All right, well, for me, I was analyzing the phrase, the whole Good Mood Monday, that GM. How can you ensure you have a good morning? And for me, it's all about just having a good mentality to start the day. For me, I think I said it. I sent it in to the show recently. Good music.
Yeah.
I encourage Bridge Nation to always start the day with some good music, because whatever your meds, all of a sudden you're going to start play out in your life. The universe, whatever you believe in, just going to start put it in front of you. So if your meds in angry stuff and your whole day just going to go, pew! So try your best to make some good music. Today, for example, I was meds in Chino from morning.
From morning.
Yeah, and also Impact by Alkaline, because I felt, because my first time on the show, I was like, from a little. So anytime I get in, I go make an impact. Yeah. And that's what we're doing, and big up the Bridge as well, because we're making an impact around the world. So
absolutely.
This is some good music, Bridge Nation. It really helps. And say a prayer and just change your mindset, and you'll be surprised to see what lays out in front of you for the rest of the day.
Wicked. DJ Audley.
Yeah, man. I give everything to Father God, you understand?
Yeah.
There's a little prayer I always say in everything before I do everything. Light of God surrounds me, love of God enfolds me. Power of God protects me. Presence of God watches over us.
Yeah.
Wherever we are, God is,
and all is well. You went to church on the weekend?
Looks up.
Like say I'm going to church, so.
Let's all say praise
Let's say praise the Lord.
All right, that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Good Mood Monday. It will be back next Monday around about the same time. It's Up and Go with Richie B and the team. We have a guest that is going to join us in this segment. and he's an accomplished photographer. He's a Jamaican who has done a lot of work. Most prolific dancehall reggae album photographers. He's one of those in recent years that has really made a name for himself, and he's admired for his love for his Jamaican culture. And we told you earlier on this morning that he made his country proud when he recently appeared in Bravo's top-rated show, Project Runway, as a guest photographer shooting the amazing model Coco Roca. So we have this brother, hold him in very high esteem. William Richards is his name. Good morning, William, and welcome to the program. How you doing?
I'm great. So happy to be here, guys.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, sir. You have a lot to celebrate. Richard.
Well, I mean,
yes.
Honestly, it is a landmark event, but truly, I'm actually way more grateful and happy for my continued and consistent service to Jamaica. I've had a great opportunity to represent and document the country in many different ways. And, an event like this is always celebrated, but it's really been a lifetime of service.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. For those who are not quite familiar with William Richards, give us a little brief history of yourself.
Well, I was born a poor black child. No, I am the product of a very happy union between my parents, Ken Richards and Elaine Richards. My father's a physician, but he was a very accomplished amateur photographer. He put himself through med school actually as a photographer. And at the time, he was one of the big wedding photographers in Jamaica. I hate doing weddings. I don't do weddings, so please don't even get into that. But so at a very young age, I was exposed to cameras. My father gave me my first camera at the age of 6. I was in the dark room shortly thereafter. And it was just a love affair that, it seemed like part chemistry, part magic, part art. It was just an amazing thing to me. Back in the day, it wasn't digital. It was dark rooms and film and chemistry, and the cameras were bound in steel and leather, and they smelt interesting. As a kid, it was just fascinating.
Take us back to that moment when you might have shared with your parents, who you referred to a while ago, that you wanted to actually get involved in photography. What was their reaction?
Honestly, my parents were pretty conservative, typical Jamaican parents. So unless you're a lawyer or a doctor or the traditional route, you're basically a shame. And, my father was very much expecting that I would follow in his footprints. Well, both my parents as physicians, which absolutely had no appeal to me. To deal with human suffering on every day is an abomination. I could never do that. However, I love photography, and it was my passion before I had any idea that I would do it for a living. But yeah, they were both quite disappointed and thought I was, lost. It took them a while to realize that it was really my path. Mm-hmm. My father, before his passing, it was very hard for him to give me compliments. Typical kind of emotionally detached Jamaican dad. But at one point he said to me, before his passing, he said, I hear you're one of the best photographers in Jamaica, and that was a big that was a big compliment for him. He couldn't say that he thought I was, but he heard that I was one of the best photographers, and so that was nice. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, nice. Pretty cool indeed.
Morning again, Mr. Richards.
Morning.
Shellz here. So quick backstory for me. Before I even become this radio personality, I studied film, and I also developed a love for photography as well. And when I heard you were going to be a part of the show, definitely it's an honor. But I read up on your bio, and you said something that a lot of us in the film industry, we understand when you said, when it comes to the portrayal of our dancehall acts, it was mediocre, and you saw the need to make a change there, and I have to thank you for that. So
absolutely. I wanted to interject. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah, man, no problem.
I owe a great gratitude and thanks to Sharon Burke, first of all. she was one of my first clients in Jamaica. I was at the tender age of, I don't know, 25. And she basically introduced me to every heavy hitter in the game. She introduced me to Chin, Chris Chin, and Miss Pat, of course, later on. But more or less opened the door, and between herself and Marie McMorris of Tough Gong, really paved the path for me. And I really I try to give Sharon and Marie a real big up every time I'm given the opportunity to.
So being known as, you know, the go-to photographer for dancehall and reggae album covers, I'm gonna pick your brain a bit. Which artist was the most fun or interesting to work with?
It's honestly it's been a lot of artists, man. So I can't say who's been the most interesting, but I tell you what came to mind first.
Yeah.
Vibes Cartel.
Of course.
I've never shot an album for him. However, we've done half a dozen or more projects, whether it be editorials, his own rum campaigns, calendars, whatsoever. And he had the most strangest mystique about him. I met him in a very weird situation at his studio in Big Yard, and it was a very kind of a shady and literally a scary scenario with a bunch of, well, I'm not going to pull punches, criminals, bad man, scary looking, nefarious characters. And they separated me from my assistant so that we could go talk to the boss separately, me and Tads. My assistant looked at me like wide-eyed as he was left in a room of
did you get him? You got him to pose for a photograph, or you just had to be snapping away?
Candids. Yeah.
At that moment, it was Candids. He was in a meeting with my brethren, Tads from Tads Records and Dawkins Jr. And we were hanging out and just shooting Candids. But I've shot his portrait. He's very, very much into his image and very much aware of the importance of image. So he takes his photo shoots very importantly. He prioritizes them. He gives you the time. He's a professional. He's a hard worker. Any really successful artist that I've met is the grand common denominator is hard work. Hard work. From Sean Paul to Shaggy to Vibes Cartel, the heavy hitters, Spice. Watch a woman work hard workers.
Yeah, so true. You made an appearance on Project Runway. We understand that you shot supermodel Coco Roca. What is that experience like?
It was amazing. It was funny. It was during a very, very busy time. And when I got the call from Tanya Taylor, a client of mine, she's a producer here in Jamaica, but she actually currently living in New York. She said I was competing against a pool of quite a few other New York-based photographers, and I was very busy, so I just submitted my portfolio and didn't give it another thought. And then she calls me again and said, "You got the gig," and I was like, "Wow!" And I had a lot of clients here that I had to service, and I literally, in order to do the job, I had to get on a plane the morning after a shoot, and it was like an all-nighter because I had to shoot, do post-productions all night, get on a flight, land in JFK, and go immediately to Brooklyn Navy Yard to go into their COVID protocol, and literally on set an hour after that to light. So it was like a whirlwind. You didn't have any time to, there was not even any time to be nervous. It was literally like just perform. But they say opportunity favors the prepared, and you know, I didn't have to get ready because I stay ready.
Opportunity favors the prepared. We're almost out of time, but I wanted to ask you before you go, what's your advice to young creatives?
Oh, yes, please.
Like
myself
Shellz here.
Yeah. Advice. It's everybody has a different path, but for me, it's just been about staying true to what you love and staying consistent. There's very rarely huge leaps ahead in progress. It's baby steps, incremental progress, day by day. The struggle is daily. It's not like you're gonna jump up and immediately feel yourself as success. The next thing is that the minute you find yourself feeling too comfortable, you're probably on your way down. I don't have any big clients or small clients. Coco LaRoche was a huge landmark and I'm sure a success I feel proud of, but every job and every client is extremely important to me. The job that's most important is the one that's in your hands right now. And when you have that equal level of respect that you give your clients every time, you'll find that you're getting that on your way to that success, because everybody's important.
Yeah. We're proud of your achievements, man. Absolutely.
For real.
I'm so happy and so glad to be here, guys.
Congratulations. You've worked with Joanna Marie, right? Do you recall that name?
Joanna Marie.
So many. I understand.
Joanna Marie is a very vague name, and I don't have the best short-term memory. So
yes, I think you shot an album cover for her. But listen, man, William, thank you for being on the program. Congratulations again, and we wish you well. Continued success.
So glad to be here. Thank you.
Bless up, man. Bless up.
Yeah, that's a guest that you can identify with.
Yo, Richie, I have no idea, and I hope a lot of young creatives were listening, because even the older ones, because he's doing things, and it's a pleasure having him on the show. So I wish him all the best, for real.
Most definitely.
Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go, The Bridge, 99 FM.